Thanks for coming. All right, let's get started in ragdoll pose. So a standing forward bend. You can come toward the top of your mat. Spread your legs out nice and wide. Take a really generous bend to your knees and just drape your torso over your thighs. Let your head hang heavy. Option to grab for opposite elbows and sway side to side. And just bring as much of a bend to your knees as you need here. Begin to bring your attention to your breath. Draw in a nice deep breath and feel your belly expand. And a nice loud breath out. Sigh your air out. Take another deep breath in, filling all the way up. This time, seal your lips and exhale strongly back out your nose. Continue breathing here like this. Take a couple more rounds of breath on your own. Every exhale, create an oceanic sound at the back of your throat. Now, if your hands are on your elbows, slowly drop them back down to the ground. Keep your feet out nice and wide. Place your left palm in the middle of your space. And then inhale, extend your right arm up toward the ceiling. Take a really deep bend in your left knee. As much of a bend as you need to make this palm to floor connection. Feeling this gentle twist throughout your spine right away. Take one more breath in. Exhale, plant your right palm down into your space. Generous bend in your right knee. Inhale, extend your left arm up toward the ceiling. Maybe place your hand on your sacrum, on your low back. Make sure that your back is flat toward the ground, your low back, that is. Take one more breath in. Exhale, drop your left hand. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Leave just a sliver of space between your heels. And a really slow inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Arching through your back, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. When you get to the top, reach your arms up overhead. Press your palms together and interlace your fingers and release your pointer finger and your thumb. So it's like you're pointing up at the ceiling. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Press your hips to the left. And then point your fingertips over toward the right side of your space, opening up through your left ribcage. Inhale, rise back up to center. Reach up as high as you can. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Point your fingers over to the left. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and press your hips over to the right side of your room. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, very gentle back bend. Goalpost your arms and lift your heart up toward the ceiling. So creating this nice expanse through your chest. Just keep your heart lifted up. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, drop your hands together at heart center. You can flutter your eyes closed or soften your gaze to the tip of your nose. Take a nice deep breath in. Strong breath back out your nose. Flutter your eyes open, drop your arms down to your sides, face your palms forward. Inhale, mountain pose. Extend your arms up overhead, ground down through all corners of your feet. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground, slicing through heart center. Option to bring a bend to your knees here. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs. Shift your weight into the ball mounds of your feet and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take a breath in. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Press the ground away really hard and dome the belly in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, shift forward 2 inches. Exhale, low plank, lower down halfway. Option to take this on your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet. Press your chest forward and lift your thighs up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, mountain pose, rise all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, Samasthiti, drop your hands to your heart. Send your arms to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can always take these on your knees or just skip them completely. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips to the back of your space. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step up to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, mountain pose, rise all the way up, nice deep breath in. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands into your heart. Drop your arms to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, breathing out your nose. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep your elbows pinned in tight to your body. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out. Now take a few more rounds of breath here in this position to settle into your down dog. Press your palms down and forward really hard, and then at the same time, lengthen your spine by lifting your tailbone up. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, press your chest closer toward your thighs. Inhale, keep your right heel high. Flex your right toes to the ground and square your hips to your mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot in between your hands. Now spiral your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one. Extend your arms up overhead. Breathe here. So in warrior one, your back foot is planted on the ground at about a 45-degree angle to the top left corner of your mat. So readjust your stance as needed. Maybe walk your back foot in a step or two. Take one more deep breath in. Bend a little deeper into your right knee. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten your front leg. Hinge from your hips down toward the ground. You can tense your fingers on the floor. And if it's hard for you to reach the floor, you can step your back foot in or back a little bit, actually. I think back would be easier, yeah. You can step your back foot back a little bit so you can bring the ground a little closer toward yourself. You can always bring just a slight bend in your right knee to bring the floor a little closer as well in this variation of pyramid pose. Now take your left hand and keep your left fingertips tented on the ground. Inhale, revolved pyramid. Extend your right arm up toward the ceiling. Keep your hips squared down to the ground. Feel this opening on your outer right thigh. Take one more breath in. Exhale, drop your right hand down to the ground. Now from here, inhale, star pose. Spiral all the way open, heels in, toes out. So readjust your feet so your heels face in and your toes are pointing outward. Create an X shape with your body. Take another breath in. Exhale, pivot your toes so they're pointing in front of you and parallel your feet with the short ends of your mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hinge from your hips down toward the ground. You can drop your hands for this first forward fold. You can drop your hands down to the ground or grab for your ankles. Feel this opening to your hamstrings, through your inner thighs or groins. Now inhale, halfway lift. Tense your fingers down on the ground and flatten your spine so it's parallel with the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Crawl your palms forward, step your right leg back, and then flow through whichever variation of chaturanga you like. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Now inhale, keep your left heel high, flex your left toes to the ground, even the weight between your palms, take a breath in, kick a little higher. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands. Now press your back foot down into your mat. Inhale, warrior one, hinge your torso up and extend your arms overhead, breathe here. Take your time in this posture to settle in. You're never stuck into the ground. You can always readjust your stance however you need to make this comfortable. Just pull your right hip forward and your left hip back to square your hips forward. And then tuck your tailbone slightly to extend further through your right hip. Take a breath in. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten your left leg. Hinge your torso down over your front leg. And take another second to readjust your stance here to make this connection with the ground possible with your hands, even if it's just your fingertips. So maybe step your back foot back a little bit, or maybe a little bit wider if that helps. Now take your right hand, press your right fingertips or your palm into the ground. Inhale, revolved pyramid, extend your left arm up toward the ceiling, keeping your left leg as straight as you can. It's okay to bend it a little bit. If this is too intense of a stretch for you, it's totally okay to bend a little bit. Just feeling this nice intense sensation on your outer left thigh, or your outer left hip and your outer left thigh. Take one more breath in. Exhale, plant your left palm, coming back to pyramid. Now inhale, star pose, spiral all the way open, heels in, toes out. Option to shake your hips a little bit from side to side, opening through your groins. Now take another breath in. Exhale, pivot your toes so they're facing in front of you. Parallel your feet, the short ends of your mat. Take a breath in, puff up your chest. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, hinge from your hips down toward the ground. Placing your hands wherever you'd like for now, either on the ground or on your ankles or your shins. Now inhale, halfway lift, tense your fingers, flatten out your spine, shift your weight into the ball mounds of your feet. Take a breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Crawl your palms forward, step your left leg back, and then lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. For sun B, let's flow through twice more, linking breath to movement. Inhale, keep your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior one. Press your back foot down. Reach your arms overhead. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten your right leg. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. Press your left fingertips into the floor. Inhale, revolved pyramid. Extend your right arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, pyramid pose. Drop your right hand back down. Inhale, star pose. Spiral open, nice and big. Exhale, wide leg forward folds. Point your toes to the wall in front of you as you hinge down. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, crawl forward, step your right leg back, and then lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, nice deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, breathing out your nose. Inhale, keep your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands. Press your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one, bend into your left knee, straighten your right. Exhale, pyramid pose, straighten your left leg, hinge from your hips down toward the ground. Press your right fingertips into the floor. Inhale, revolved pyramid, lift your left arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, drop your left hand back down to frame your foot. Inhale, star pose, spiral open, heels in, toes out. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, pivot your feet so they're parallel with the short ends of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank. Crawl your palms to frame your front foot. Step your left leg back, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Inhale, keep your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior one, press your back foot down, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, pyramid pose, straighten your front leg, hinge from your hips down to the ground. Press your left fingertips down. Inhale, revolve pyramid, lift your right arm up. Exhale, pyramid pose, drop your right fingertips down. Inhale, star pose, rise all the way up, heels in, toes out. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, pivot your toes in front of you, hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, tense your fingertips, snap your belly button into your spine. Exhale, high to low plank, crawl your palms forward, step your right leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip to the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your left leg between your palms and press your back foot down. Inhale, warrior one, extend your arms up overhead. Exhale, pyramid pose, straighten your left leg, slowly hinge from your hips down to the ground. Press your right fingertips into the floor. Inhale, revolved pyramid, lift your left arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, pyramid pose, drop your left fingertips back down. Inhale, star pose, spiral all the way open. Exhale, wide leg forward fold, hinge from your hips, point your toes in front. Inhale, halfway lift, tense your fingertips, flatten your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, call forward, step your left leg back, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips to the back of your space. Drop down to your knees, press your big toes together, widen your knees to the width of your mat. Sink your hips to your heels, and then rest your forehead down for child's pose. Take a few rounds of breath here in child's pose. Re-regulate your breath. Drawing deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Every inhale, feel your belly press against your thighs. And nice strong exhales. Release your hips closer toward your heels. On your next inhale, rise back up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Now inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly down to the ground. Lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose. Curl your spine up, gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, expand through your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose. Find space along the back of your spine. Return to a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips to the back of your space. We'll do just a little bit of core work here before moving on. So inhale, keep your right heel high. Now exhale, draw your right knee toward your right tricep, coming into like a high plank position. Catch your back and squeeze your core in tight. Inhale, three-legged dog, kick your right heel up. Exhale, right knee to right tricep, curl your knee in as high as you can. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg up. Last one on this side. Exhale, right knee to right tricep, curl in nice and tight. Inhale, three-legged dog, right heel up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your right foot down. We'll take it 3 times on the other side. Inhale, keep your left heel high. Exhale, left knee to left tricep, hinge forward toward a high plank. Press the ground away as hard as you can. Inhale, three-legged dog, kick your left heel up. Exhale, left knee to left tricep, lift up as high as you can. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel high. Last one, exhale, left knee to left tricep, feel your core fire up. Inhale, three-legged dog, left heel up. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your foot down to the ground. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come down to a seat. We'll take boat pose. So for boat pose, You can press your feet into the ground and grab for behind your thighs. This is boat pose right here. You can stay right here. You can also parallel your shins in line with the ground. You can straighten your legs and then parallel your arms with the ground as well. So you can choose whatever variation you want. We will do 3 sets. So you can choose whatever variation you want. You can switch it up if you want. So get ready. Choose whichever one you're going to do first. And inhale. Here we go. We're here for 5, for 4, chest lifted, 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles, come forward, take a little break. And roll on back. Lift up wherever, whatever variation you want for 4, for 3, just 2, and 1. Cross your ankles. 1 more round. Choose whatever variation you like. Ready, lift up. Here we go. 5, 4, chest lifted, 3, 2, and 1. Cross your ankles. All right, come to a tabletop. Actually drop all the way down to your belly, extending your legs back behind you. We'll take Sphinx pose. Press your arms out in front of you in an 11 shape. Press your palms down into the ground. Stack your elbows underneath your shoulders. And then from here, pull your palms toward your elbows. When you do that, you'll feel your chest press forward. It's like this arch through your back, and it stretches the front line of your body. So this should feel really nice after that bit of core work. You can gently, very gently gaze over one shoulder, then over the other shoulder. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears, avoid crunching up. One more breath in, one more breath out. Now drop back down to your belly. Press your palms into the ground. Press all the way up to a high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips back. All right, great work. A lot of core work today. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, step up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips low, reach your arms up. And exhale, drop your hands to your heart. Shift your weight into your heels, sit nice and low. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, prayer twist toward the right. Connect your outer left arm to your outer right thigh. Press your palms together at heart center as hard as you can to accentuate this twist, and bump your knees in line with one another. So if your left knee juts out, pull it back in line with the right knee. Take one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive down to the ground, let your head hang heavy. Walk your feet out to about the width of your mat. Take a really deep bend in your knees for gorilla pose. Slide your palms underneath your feet. So you're literally stepping onto your palms with the soles of your feet. So much so that your toes can touch your wrists. So if you're finding that your toes are super far away from your wrists, take an even deeper bend in your knees. Like, it's totally fine to like bend as deep as you need. The more flexible that your hamstrings get, the easier it will be to straighten out your legs, but bent knees is totally fine. Slowly release your hands from underneath your feet. Toe heel your feet back together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out your back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot to the back of your space and drop your left knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon. Hinge your torso up, reach your arms overhead, and breathe here. So, you know your options. You can keep your arms up. You can interlace your hands around your front thigh. Whatever you want here. Let's get in a total body stretch today. You know, now we're stretching out the hip flexors. So sink into this however you like. Inhale, extend your arms back up overhead. And exhale, side body stretch toward the right. Drop your right arm toward your right side and lift your left arm up and then slightly over if you can. So your right fingertips might touch toward the ground. They might not, that's fine. So this is a super intense stretch on your left hip flexors. So kind of sink into this as you need and go as deep as you want. Inhale, rise back up to center. Exhale, high to low plank. Step your right foot to the back of your mat, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, press the tops of your feet down. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward to your hands. Exhale, forward fold, step up to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out. Exhale, forward fold, release down. Inhale, chair pose, sit your hips nice and low, reach your arms to frame your face. And exhale, drop your hands to your hearts. Take another moment here, squeeze your inner thighs together, and then feel the engagement in your glutes and your thighs. Take a breath in. Exhale, prayer twist toward the left. Connect your outer right arm to your outer left thigh. Press your palms together firmly at your heart center. Maybe glance down at your knees, make sure they're in line with one another. You can gaze toward the side wall or up over your left shoulder. Take one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Walk your feet out to the width of your mat. We'll take gorilla pose one more time. So take a really nice bend in your knees, slide your hands underneath your feet. Maybe this time you massage your wrists with your toes. It should feel really nice. We do a ton of work on our wrists in yoga, so this is a great counter stretch, one of my favorites. Slide your hands out from underneath your feet. Toe heel your feet back together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, press your palms to your shins or your thighs. Exhale, forward fold, bend down. One more time, inhale, halfway lift, flatten out. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot to the back of your mat and drop your right knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, extend your arms up overhead and breathe here. Settle in however you would like. You can leave your arms up if you prefer that. You can even press your palms together if you like that. You can interlace your hands around your front thigh, very gently rocking forward and back, being careful not to move too quickly here. It's the first big bit of hamstring or hip flexor stretching we've done, so be gentle. Now inhale, extend your arms back up overhead. Exhale, side body stretch toward the left. Drop your left arm down toward your left side, and then right arm reaches up and then slightly over if you can, but think more about the reach up, because that's really where this stretch is going to come in here, is more of the reach up. Keep a nice proud chest, nice and open. Inhale, slowly rise back up to center, arms overhead. Exhale, high to low plank, plant your palms, pull your back knee off the ground and step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog, press your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips back. Take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, keep your right heel high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palms. Big transition here, so take it as slow as you need. Press your weight into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your left knee up in line with your left hip. So I love that transition. It's really challenging. The more you do it, really the better you get at it. So you can keep your hands at your hips or extend them overhead. Flex your left toes up toward your face. Take a breath in. Exhale, dancer pose. Drop your left elbow into your left side and grab for your left big toe side of your foot, so the inner arch of your foot. You can stay here. If you'd like to take it further, take a nice deep breath in, find length. Exhale, dancer's pose, hinge your torso forward. Kick as hard as you can into your back hand. Extend your right arm up toward the ceiling. So in dancer's pose, you want to really reach up with your foot and your front hand. Just maintain a micro bend through your standing leg. Now very slowly, inhale, mountain pose. Drop your left foot down to the ground. Extend your arms up. Exhale, Sasthiti, hands together at your heart. Ground down through your right foot. Inhale, tree pose on the left. Connect the sole of your left foot to your inner right calf or up on your inner right thigh.
whatever you choose here. You can take whatever arm variation you'd like as well. If you're working on a specific one, go right ahead. Kind of like grabbing for opposite elbows behind my back for a little bit of shoulder opening. So press your hips forward and then externally rotate your left leg. So you're pressing your left knee toward the wall behind you. Take one more breath in. Exhale, Samastitihi. Drop your left leg, hands together at your heart. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Dive down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Always optional. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the ground away. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your left heel high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot between your palms. Now we've got that big transition here. Load all of your weight into your left foot. Inhale, one leg mountain. Press yourself up to stand and lift your right knee in line with your right hip. Flex your right toes up toward your face and give your left butt cheek a squeeze. Take a breath in. Exhale, dance around the right. Swing your left or your right leg behind you and grab for the inner arch of your foot. So the inner eye of your elbow, the part that bends, points out toward the right side of your space. You can stay here if you'd like to take it further. Begin to hinge your torso forward and kick into your back hand. Feel this opposition of this reach in your front arm and the kick of your back foot. Now very slowly inhale, mountain pose. Drop your right foot, both arms up overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands together at your heart. Ground down into your left foot. Inhale, tree pose on the right. Press the sole of your right foot to your inner right calf or your inner left calf or thigh. Take whatever arm variation you like. A gentle press of your pelvis forward will encourage this lock in your lower abs. It's really where your balance comes from. Take one more breath in. Exhale, Samastitihi. Drop your right foot, hands together at your heart. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your back. Exhale, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine your chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips to the back of your space. Inhale, shift forward to a high plank. And lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, so press the tops of your feet into the ground. Cricket your elbows up. Inhale, baby cobra. Gently lift your chest, little to no weight in your hands. Magnetize your shoulder blades together. Lift a little bit higher. Exhale, slowly lower down. Lower one cheek down to the ground. Maybe extend your arms by your sides. Take a little mini shavasana here. Turn your chin to center. Kick your heels up into your glutes and grab for the outer edges of your feet or your ankles, whatever you prefer here. Knock your knees together. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Inhale, floor bow. Kick really hard into your hands and lift your chest up off the ground as much as you can. Even if it's just a tiny little bit, that's totally fine. Take one more breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Lower your opposite cheek down to the earth. Option to windshield wiper your legs by dropping your ankles over to one side, then over to the other. Draw your chin to center. Press your palms into the ground. Press yourself up. And then switch over onto your butt and extend your legs out in front of you. Remove any flesh from underneath your sit bones. That will allow you to hinge a little further. So point your toes up toward the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in, find length in your spine. Exhale, seated forward folds, hinge forward, grab for whatever you can, whether that be your feet, your toes, your shins. Slowly rise back up. Press the soles of your feet together. We'll take Baddha Konasana or bound angle. So you can take your heels as close to yourself or as far away from yourself as you want. And then choose from here if you want to stay upright. Like this is still a great stretch. If you're actively pressing your legs down, this is great. If this is, kind of easy and you want some more sensation, then begin to hinge forward, pressing your elbows down into your legs even more and opening further through your hips. One of my favorite hip openers here. If you're hinging down, you have some options as well. You can draw your chin toward your toes or the crown of your head toward your toes for a little bit more opening through your upper back too. If you draw the crown of your head down. If you hinge down, slowly rise back up, lower all the way down to your back. Extend your left leg long and draw your right knee into your right armpit. Inhale, squeeze your knee in. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your right leg over to the left side of your space and tee out or goal post your arms. Press both shoulder blades down into the earth. An option to gaze over your right shoulder if your neck allows it. Return your body to center. Pull your left knee up into your left armpit and extend your right leg long. Inhale, squeeze your left knee. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your left leg over to the right side of your mat and then tee out or goal post your arms. It's okay if your left knee doesn't hit down to the ground, just so long as both shoulder blades stay grounded. So you should really not have to force anything in this stretch. Just let your exhales and gravity do their work. Turn your legs to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab forward the outer edges of your feet and stamp the soles of your feet on the ceiling for a happy baby. Pull your knees down to your side bodies. Gently rock from side to side. If your low back comes super high off the ground, grab from behind your thighs instead, and then from there you can kind of pull your low back down. Now draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Roll up into the tiniest little ball you can possibly make yourself. So lift your forehead up to your knees. Compress every muscle to every bone. Take a breath in. Exhale, final Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Allow your body to take whatever shape it desires here. It doesn't need to look like anything in particular. Relax any tension in your toes, the bottoms of your feet. Keep holding any tension in your legs, in your hips, in your abs. Release all of that tension. You can let go of any breathing techniques and return to your natural cadence of breath. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax the muscles in your forehead. Enjoy a moment of rest. Stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you'd like to be guided out, begin to bring small movements to your fingers and your toes. Roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Take a nice long body stretch. Extend your arms up overhead. Arch your low back off the ground. Pull your knees into your chest, then rock onto whichever side favors you for fetal pose, using your bicep as a pillow. Press yourself up to a nice tall seat. Place your hands wherever you'd like, in your lap, on your knees, at heart center, wherever you want. Just find a nice tall spine. Exhale out any stale air. Take a deep, full breath in, fill up your belly, fill up your chest, then hold your breath in at the top. Nice loud open mouth exhale, sigh your air out. Lift your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows and your forehead. The light in me honors and sees the light in all of you. Walk forward. Namaste. Oh, it's raining so hard.
Pouring.
Oh, it looks so
Thank
pretty.
you, Emily.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.